What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is the Blacklist, Season 3, Episode 17, Mr. Solomon. Do I really have to talk about this one? It's been 6 weeks that I've been waiting for this show to come back, and ultimately what I get is a two episodes that are one whole thing. You know, like they have the Mr. Solomon, and next week's going to be Mr. Solomon conclusion. Really? You made me wait for this long for it to come back, and now you're making me wait a whole nother week to see what happens in the end. This show loves to make me wait. I don't like that. Anyway, just gonna talk very briefly, I think, because most of the problems that I have with this episode are mainly just with the characters themselves, like the stupid decisions that they make, which they've made stupid decisions before on this show, and it was frustrating then, and now it's still frustrating. You got Liz, who is still just. When has Reddington ever steered her wrong? Like, when has anything Reddington said ever been for her harm? Has he ever done anything to put her in harm's way? No. And he keeps telling her, look, this marriage is a bad thing. You don't want to do this. Everything we keep seeing is just proving that. But for some reason, and there are going to be people who get on here and go, it's because of love. She loves Tom. She doesn't care that he... So you're going to say that the love that she has for Tom makes her look past the fact that she and Tom and the baby are all going to be running for their lives for the rest of their lives. That's the thing. In her mind, for the past few episodes, it's been, how are we going to get our family away from Reddington? It's like, don't you realize people want to come kill Tom? Like, don't you realize that's a thing? It's not just, oh, Reddington looks after you and you try to run away, well, he's going to come out. No, people want Tom dead. We see this in this episode. It's proven in this episode. The Major shows back up. Gina Xenia Tacos. I love that name, sorry. She shoots the Major, thankfully, to save his life, but he's not the only one that wants Tom dead. And yet, because of love, she just like, I don't care. I want to be with you, even if it means that I might not be able to have a family again. I want to be with you. Are you stupid, woman? And Reddington sees it too. That's the thing. He sees all of that. And because he wants to keep her safe, he's trying to get her to realize this and be like, hey, you need to wake up. This is not a good thing for you or the baby. And she's like, get out. Like, all upset at him. I'm like, how many times have we done this stupid storyline in this show? In a matter of 3 seasons, it feels like every 3 episodes, we have an episode where she's pissed at Reddington for something and arguing with him or telling him he's wrong or something along those lines. Has it not become old to anybody else? I don't know. It just feels like the show's kind of going through the motions right now. Just, okay, so we have Mr. Solomon and he gets kidnapped by somebody, or he gets saved by somebody from the Cabal who's about to execute him. Now he's trying to find a nuclear warhead. Oh wait, no, he's going after Elizabeth for some reason that will be explained later, I'm assuming. And so Reddington shows up to save the day. There's a big shootout. Tom and Elizabeth drive away. And that's how the episode ends. Very, very simple ending. And what makes it even more upsetting, though, is the fact that some of the ending doesn't even make sense. I don't know. The fact that Wrestler just comes out of nowhere and just shoots a guy. And just like, oh, hey, Wrestler. How did you get past all the gunmen? They were in such a position that Dembe couldn't even stand up to go get a bag without almost getting shot. And Wrestler just somehow just drives up, walks onto the property, hey guys, bam, bam, shoots a guy in the back, and he's fine. They somehow make it to the car. And obviously they weren't trying to shoot Elizabeth, but for some reason they're not shooting at Tom or at Wrestler. I'm like, the entire scene inside of the church, like before that final shootout, made me think, okay, there's no way they're getting out of this. Like they're going to have to give up Elizabeth. That's the only way they're getting out of this because these guys were just they were expert marksmen. Like you could not. At one point, they started shooting up everything, so it didn't look like they were expert marksmen at that point. But it really was like they had more, they had better weapons, they had more men, and like I said, Dembe tried to stand up to go grab a bag. Actually, he tried to just lean, like duck and go for it. They were shooting at him even then. It was to the point where he couldn't even go because he might die. And then just out of nowhere, at the very end, they suddenly become stupid at shooting. I'm like, really? Like, how did this happen? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overly critical, but based on what I've seen in this show before, I mean, honestly, most of the season has been pretty good. I would say up until Elizabeth went back to the team. After that, it kind of slowed down. You know, a lot of the action and excitement in the first half of the season was Elizabeth trying to get away from the FBI. You know, she's escaping with Reddington. All of that went away. It slowed down. There was more stuff with Liz and Tom. Um, I don't know. The cases were kind of dropping off, becoming a little bit less interesting. And now it's out of nowhere. You know, we thought the Cabal was the main enemy. All of a sudden, this other person comes out of nowhere. Liz thinks it's her mom. I think maybe. You know, that sounds probably right. I don't know. Reddington's like, no, she's dead. Blah blah blah. I don't think she's dead. Anyway, but yeah, this character comes out of nowhere and now wants Elizabeth, and it seems like this show's kind of lost its focus. You know, like it just the first season was so well done, and I don't think either this season or the last season has captured kind of not the wonder, but the sort of mystery surrounding the first season. You know, like just who is this Reddington character? What's his ultimate agenda? You know, what is his plan? He seems so calm and cool, collected. What's going on? What? It was just brilliantly written. You know, it was so well paced. Even the fact that they like at the beginning, they they didn't tell you right away that Tom was a bad guy. Like Reddington said, you know, there's more here than meets the eye with your husband, but he didn't show it. Like it seemed like he was still normal. You know, like you didn't suspect that Tom was secretly a spy, and then once you find out, it's like, holy crap, he was right. Like, what? I didn't realize that he was telling the truth. It just came. It didn't come out of nowhere, but when we finally saw it all, when we finally figured out that Reddington was telling the truth, it was so wonderfully written and well set up, well paced. The shock too of some of the stuff. I mean, headshots galore, pretty much. Just blood spatter. It was ridiculous. I'm like, wow. And then at the end, you lose one of the main characters on the team. Mira Malley gets killed, and Harold Cooper almost dies. It's like, holy crap! Like, what is going on? Second season, it's kind of interesting. Third season started off well. You know, her becoming a criminal on the run was genius, and then after that, it just kind of dropped back off again. I'm like, they need to figure it out. They need to figure out what they want to do. They need to figure out what this season is about, and they need to keep going forward with it because it doesn't have a clear direction. And honestly, that's what I love about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know it's weird talking about another show right now, but that's my favorite show because each season has had, not even each season, each half of a season has had a clear direction. You know, like they've had a main bad guy in the background they've been trying to stop. And it just keeps going. You know, they stop the main bad guy or they find out more about the main bad guy. And all of a sudden, next half of the season is about the bigger picture, you know, surrounding that bad guy. And then the next season, there's another bad guy involved. It's always got a center focus point, and you always know what it's about. You always know what that focus is. The Blacklist has kind of lost that, and that's what they need to regain if they really want to become a good show again. Because it used to be a good show. It used to be a great show, and now it's just kind of like, eh, a couple good episodes here and there, but overall, you know, it, I tune in every week, but I'm not nearly as excited as I was before. I used to tune in and be like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I'm so excited. Now I'm just like, so is Liz gonna have the baby or is it gonna die next week? Who knows? Chances are she's probably gonna have the baby, because I doubt this show would make us go through this many episodes about whether or not she will or will not keep the baby just to have it die. If they do, I may have to make some calls and punch some people in the face. Just maybe. So anyway, that's my opinions of this one. I guess because I've been hating on it so much, I will talk about the one good thing that I really did enjoy in this, um, the interaction between Aram and Tom, because we have not seen that at all. I don't think, like, this is. I'm pretty sure this is the first time they've met in person. It's so funny because Tom's just kind of cool and collected. Not really. He's somebody who doesn't really get flustered that easy, and Aram is. And so he's sitting there just like talking to him, and he's stuttering over himself, making mistakes, saying, "Oh, you must be Tom." And it's like, "Oh, who are you?" It's like, "Oh, I'm Aram, Agent Mushtabai. I know you because I know what you look like." And he's like, "What, from my mugshot?" And he's like, no, from your description." He's just like, he's so awkward about it. It was a funny scene, um, and honestly, like, Aram has probably been my favorite character over this season so far. I mean, just his dealings with Reddington too. He's the same way. He's just like so awkward and quirky about it. Uh, it's funny to watch. So that was one really good scene in this one. But other than that, same old Blacklist stuff or bad stuff. I don't know how else to describe it. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree about how bad this is? If you do disagree, tell me why. We can discuss it. Leave a like and subscribe for more Blacklist, and I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.